When I came to UAB, what I really found that stood out was there was a family-style atmosphere that I could feel even on my interview day. And it really could be summed up in that everything done at UAB had a people-first mentality.
The culture is so supportive of trainees at every step of the way.
At UAB, our residents are the heart and soul of our Med-Peds program. Their enthusiasm for learning, their humility, the compassion they bring to their patients and learners every day, they are truly inspiring and push each of us to be better educators and doctors.
What really made me fall in love with UAB was its really warm culture. We have a motto called excellence without ego, and I just feel like every faculty and staff member I've worked with has really embodied that.
I love the culture at UAB. I love the clinicians on either side, the internal medicine and the pediatrics side, the leadership on both sides really care about me as a person, care about life outside of the hospital, and has really made Birmingham feel like home.
I am what you call a UAB lifer. Not only did I stay here for residency after medical school, I also went here for a graduate degree, and then I also went here for undergrad. And at every juncture, I asked myself, why did I keep staying at UAB? And a big part of it is really the culture here.
As a medical student at UAB, I felt that the quality of learning was superior. I found great UAB physician mentors, got involved with practice-changing research, and I had the opportunity to learn from the wonderfully diverse population in Birmingham. So I was eager to continue that kind of involvement for my residency training.
UAB is such a special place to train and work. Whether you want to do primary care, inpatient medicine, subspecialty care, you will learn to care for every child and adult, to give evidence-based care, but most importantly, patient-centered, holistic, and compassionate care. You will work with faculty, residents, and students who inspire you to grow and be the best version of yourself in and outside of the hospital.
It's no secret that residency training is tough, but whenever I have questions or I need a little push, I know exactly who to turn to, and that's been so important to me on this journey.
Whenever I was going through the interview process, it really struck me how much the leadership cared about residents, both in the hospital and life outside of the hospital.
They wanted to know how I was going to be supported as an individual and how they could support me on a personal level. And that's continued on during my time in residency, and now is something that I want to be able to give back to our residents as a program director.
I think that is really awesome for us as a Med-Peds program because it allows us to really focus on the individual and say, you know, what are your career goals? Where do you want to get plugged in? What do you like to do? And that's the fun part, I think, of our job.
At UAB, you will see our first commitment is to support each of our residents and their families in alignment with who they are, what brings them joy, and what their short and long-term goals for the future are.
Not only did I have individual support as a person, I felt like I really had training on how to care for patients as people first.
The faculty are so supportive. It is so collegial at every single level. Not only do I have the support from my co-residents, but I also have that support from fellows, from attendings. I feel very free to ask them questions, and I never feel like I'm putting anybody out.
UAB Med-Peds really values thinking creatively and differently. How can I help my patient today and tomorrow? And I think that it's really awesome to see how many times the residents do that on a daily basis. It's a really fun process to watch.
For a lot of people, residency is just that 4 years, but I'm planning on being at UAB for a long, long time. So I guarantee that when I look back on my 4 years of residency, it's going to be an experience of a lifetime.